Hey guys, welcome to the James Bond Show. It's Krazy Kajeevie here with you for this James Bond update. So guys, what are we going to be looking at today with no fears, limits or substitutes? So we're going to have a look at the Jamaica video launch that Bond 25 has put out. We're going to get to that a little bit later. I'm going to give you my views on that and give a few little updates on what's going on there. Also, we're going to talk about the filming of Bond 25 currently in London outside Whitehall. So we're going to be checking that out. I've got a few little interesting things to discuss it. First of all, we're going to have a look at the word that Grace Jones has walked off Bond 25. As a lot of you know, and we broke it here a while ago on the James Bond show, well over a month ago, that Grace Jones was doing a cameo part. Now, the word is Grace Jones has walked from that after Eon Production kindly put her up in a stunning hotel, looked after her. Actually, I think it might have even been a bit of a mansion that they put her up in because she's got high taste, as a lot of us know. She loves the high life, old Grace Jones. The word is she wasn't happy with how small the cameo role was. Of course, we know Grace Jones from A View to a Kill 1985 as Mayday, and a lot of us kind of thought when we heard that she was coming back to do a cameo, we were excited by it. I know I was, and I know a lot of you guys were as well. Now, there's been script alterations, and it sounds like some actors haven't even had full scripts. So I would imagine that Grace Jones is one of those actors that hasn't got to have a full script, and maybe she did not quite know how small the part was. But for her to walk off, she's age 70, she might be a little bit crotchety and cranky, old Gracie Wacy, but for her to walk off like that, yeah, I don't like it. My view is, I'm not sure obviously exactly what the part is, but my view is, and it's not so much a View to a Kill thing here, but why not maybe Tanya Roberts, who played Stacey Sutton? Why not Fiona Fullerton, that played the gorgeous Agent Ivanova, who had her Tchaikovsky tickled by Roger Moore's James Bond in A View to Kill? Why not maybe bring someone like that back? Would Shirley Bassey possibly be an option, to give her a cameo? Of course, she did the 3 James Bond songs, Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever and Moonraker. What about an acting cameo? I think that would go down pretty well, and I think Shirley would lap it up and not come with the diva status. So we'll keep you updated with a bit more on that when we find out about it here at the James Bond show, and who the potential replacement is if they don't coax Grace Jones back. So, a lot of people have been asking me my thoughts about the Bond 25 release of the video promoting the Jamaica shoot. Personally, my view is I loved it, and I think Eon Productions Bond 25, I thought their timing was great. I, with a lot of you guys, had a lot of skepticism because the media, especially in England, tall poppy syndrome, we suffer it here in Australia with the media as well, but the tall poppy syndrome, they just love to cut into the James Bond franchise, even though it's been such a wonderful servant for that country, especially with people coming into the country, tourism, and going to those James Bond locations and things. So I think the media, I think they're way too harsh on Eon Productions. That I've been critical as well, but I think I've needed to be in parts because I really just kind of want them to listen to the fans a little bit more, just like Marvel did, how they listened to the fans and they produced incredible films. I think it's, a bit of a marriage between old school fans, how they see Fleming and how they see the films, and kind of what they're after in a Bond film. And we're the audience, we're the paying audience. So I loved it. I love what Kerry Fukunaga is doing. Linus Sandgren, who is the DOP, Director of Photography on the film, you can see his lighting is looking lush. Now, they're using 35mm film stock on this film. They're shooting some scenes, I believe the bigger action moments, in IMAX, so that should look great. Now, apparently, some of the scenes that have been shot in Jamaica, like the aeroplane float scenes, the aeroplane with the float sections, apparently, even though they're shooting those in Jamaica, those scenes are not going to be set in Jamaica in the film. So I find that quite interesting. We can see that Lashana Lynch's character, she's in Jamaica as well. It looks like Bond meets her in a nightclub, and she's also in, when we saw the Prince Charles visit, we saw her there. So it looks like she's an MI6 agent. There is a rumour going around that she's related to Quarrel, that maybe she's a niece of Quarrel or something like that. And I would find that really interesting, and I would be down for that. And if the writers, and between the writers and the producers, link that in, I'm all for it. I like it. I think thumbs up. If that's the case, I like it. What I don't like is the other kind of hypothesis, rumor that maybe she is Agent 007 at the moment because Bond's in retirement. I don't think that's going to be true. I think that'll be a little incendiary. I think, and I hope that Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson and Kerry Fukunaga, I hope they're smarter than that to do that. I wouldn't really like it. And unless she's killed off, it wouldn't make sense for Bond to get that 007 number. And the number is so prestigious to Bond and Bond fans to give it to someone because he's been in retirement for a year or a few months or whatever. Makes no sense to me as a long-time James Bond fan. I wouldn't like to see that. Felix Leiter's in there with a shaved head. He looks kind of serious. He looks like he's in the nightclub as well. So, maybe he's meeting Lashana Lynch's character as well. But the overall look I love. Now, some people have been knocking this piece of music that's used for this promotional spot, and that's what they've got to remember. It's a promotional spot. And on our Facebook page, if you haven't joined it yet, guys, come and join Real James Bond Fans with Love, which is for diehard James Bond fans. Some people are like, oh, I don't like it, and that's not underneath the mango tree. No, guys, of course it's not underneath the mango tree, because that was 1962. We're now, if you haven't realised, we're in 2019, and it needs a bit more hit music. But that actual song is from another film that name escapes me, so apologise for that. I think it stars Keira Knightley, but it's from another film that came out in 2005. So it's not a new song either, but it's really cool. I find it really eclectic, and I love it. So I am so excited about what they're doing. Of course, I just recently did a video about the rumour that Madeline Swan is going to die off. Now, when we originally saw car chase scenes and all that, that was like scene 78. So, as the MI6 website also put out, which I'm going to get to in a moment talking about the Whitehall shooting, it was like around scene, I think, 150 or something like that. Now, in Skyfall, scene 176 was at the latter stages of Skyfall. So anything around 78 to around 150, you're talking about the middle of the film towards near the end of the film. So with those action scenes going on around scene 78, like the first scenes they were shooting, I reckon that we probably start off in Jamaica. I don't think they're going to kill Madeline. I think he goes off, and maybe with Madeline's blessing. And I think then Bond rushes back home or back to Jamaica. And I think that maybe if Madeline is killed off, I think that's when it's probably going to happen later in the film. Because I think as an audience, we need time with Madeline. We need more time with her to get to know her. Because we really, we didn't fall in love with her, I think, in Spectre. So, okay, to Whitehall. So, Kerry Fukunaga has used a stunning drone camera. They used cranes in that as well, but they did do a drone camera shot of the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, which, of course, was Timothy Dalton's car in The Living Daylights, and B549 WUU number plate is back. So, they're filming outside Whitehall. That's around film 156, so there's estimations that this is at the end of the film. And Daniel Craig, he's looking fantastic. I love the suit. It's the one that when he was talking to Prince Charles, it looks like the same suit there. And he is looking great. He's looking fit. You can see he's got a bit of damage makeup on him, like a cut on his lip. So it makes sense that this is at the end of the film and he's been through a bit of rough stuff. So, guys, that's pretty much what I have for you for this update. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you're excited. And I'd love to know sincerely what you guys think is happening with these scenes in Bond 25, and what you thought of the footage. I'm also going to link below the article about Grace Jones, and I'm going to link an article to also the filming outside Whitehall as well, so you can see that footage of Craig getting out of the car. So I think it's looking good, guys. I'm really excited for Bond 25. Please like the video, please subscribe, please tap the bell for notifications. Currently at the moment, the James Bond show is really the only show that's doing updates as much as we can. So log in back here for all your James Bond knowledge, and I just want to send a shout out and a recommendation to two other James Bond channels that I absolutely love. John at Haphazard Stuff, his stuff is awesome. He takes a little longer to put his stuff out, but it's so much quality, and I love the way he sees James Bond. Also, Dutch Bond fan, I got you there, Jerome. He takes a little longer to put his videos out, but the quality of them is absolutely gorgeous. And those two guys are not afraid to say it, see it and say it how Bond is, just like here at the James Bond show. So big shout out to those guys. Okay, guys, until next time, keep on bonding.